Evaluation question number 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? So I chose to create a music video along with a magazine poster and a digipack. But when planning to create my media product, I knew I had to spend a long time researching music videos in order to gain a higher understanding of the codes and conventions within different music genres and the genre I was going to choose for my own music video. But within the music industry, there are typically 3 types of music videos normally that are created: performance, narrative and abstract. Before creating my music video, I had to consider which of these I wanted to use in my own music video and whether I wanted to use, develop or challenge the conventions within the 3 different elements. These different types of music videos have different conventions and they vary between genres. Pop music videos are all about the artist selling the song to the audience. And typical elements of pop music videos usually include bright colours, the use of props and expensive items, which is like product placement, whereas compared to an indie rock video, which usually contains darker colours, for artists in the alternative indie genre to do a live performance for their music video. This way the main focus is on them as a performer doing what they love doing, and it also keeps the focus on the actual music and talent rather than the artist or like money, fame, that kind of thing. The main element of the mise-en-scene included in hip-hop rap genres is that they have to be set in like an urban location. They tend to be set in these kind of locations, such as in a big wealthy building or like around a big wealthy building. In terms of camera shots, rap videos usually include a lot of low angle shots. This is because it makes the artist seem superior and powerful, as well as asserting their authority. So my music video. I decided to create a music video under the pop genre as I had a great idea in mind, and after researching and gathering information from our target audience and demographic, it seemed that either a pop or indie video would be a good genre to sort of go along. Also, the top genres really that I listen to are pop and indie-ish, so I was like, well, if I'm going to do a music video, I'm going to be listening to the same song over and over. I want to actually like the song I'm doing. So the first thing I did was research the codes and conventions of a pop music video. Music videos that belong to the pop genre are usually extremely performance based, with the singer or band lip syncing throughout the song, as well as performing with a dance routine or with choreography, or has a narrative story which reflects the meaning of the lyrics. The mise-en-scene. Pop videos are sometimes set in extreme locations, for example such as Clean Bandits' Extraordinary, which is captured on the streets and beaches of Cuba, and also Duke Dumont's I Got You. This is because pop videos are usually made to represent the lives people would like to live. Camera shots are normally fast-paced, as pop songs usually are of an upbeat tempo, and pop songs have fast cuts to keep the video upbeat and exciting. To do this, the video will involve lots of sudden changes in scene. They also include different camera angles. So for example, in pop videos the camera is mainly centered to give more of an authentic feel. Other conventions that define the pop genre include lip syncing, and the performance is often narrative based, meaning that the visuals are usually being used to illustrate the lyrics of the song. The lead singer is almost always present, wearing trendy clothes and makeup. A high key lighting is often used at some point throughout the video, and the overall tone, like I said before, is pretty bright. Now I have to decide whether I was going to conform to these conventions, challenge them, or conform some, challenge some, etc. I researched various pop videos where they challenged the conventions and looked at the response and considered whether it would be a good idea to do the same thing. One video that stood out was Miley Cyrus's Do It. Like literally, it's classed as a pop video, but it really isn't. I love the video, me personally, but a lot of people did not, because it's so different and just, I don't even know the word really. Realistically, as obviously I would have loved to had a video shot on some nice beach or in like a mansion, but come on, I had like £10, so that was a bit hard. I could try though to get the best location possible I could, and obviously being so near to London, London was the first choice that came to mind. Obviously it's a city, so it's full of great locations, and some music videos actually even set in cities, as it gives a sense of realism. So yeah. With the song that I chose, Broken Flowers, it was kind of inevitable that I would have to include lots of shots and edit them really quickly to fit the beat, as obviously it's a very fast up-tempo song. But this is like really common among pop videos. However, there was one thing that would be challenging when it came to producing the music video, as we had to decide whether it would be narrative based or performance based. And we carried out some research to decide which would be better to actually fit the song. The survey was mostly even, but narrative was most favourable, and in my mind, narrative seemed to be, like, the idea I had in mind was very narrative based anyway, so it kind of worked out. Most pop songs have the main artist lip syncing throughout, or lip syncing just the most significant lyrics. However, in my music video, I didn't want to include lip syncing, as there is only 2 verses in the song and they are both repeated throughout, and I knew that when filming I wouldn't want any miming, as it would ruin the idea that I had, and 2, I didn't think it would fit the kind of vibe I was trying to get across with the video. Because, for example, in the official music video, which I love, there's no miming and it just fits so well. You don't need the lyrics. The lyrics aren't that important. It's more of the kind of feel you get from the lyrics and the tone of the song, rather than the actual lyrics themselves. I also film primarily in daytime because I wanted obviously natural lighting, and this is really common among pop videos. I rarely see a pop video that is shot completely in bad dark lighting, really. And obviously the song was really vibrant, and I was trying to keep the same themes. I can't really have a vibrant video with dark lighting. It wouldn't really make much sense. Along with this, I had to think about different theories and how they would apply or go against the music video. I first thought about representation theories, including Laura Mulvey's theory on the male gaze and Burgess' theory. Laura Mulvey coined the term male gaze in 1975, and she believes that in film, audiences have a view on characters from the perspective of a heterosexual male. And she believes that the camera lingers on the curves of a female body, and the events which occur to women are presented largely in the context of a man's reaction to these events. She believes that film regulates women to the status of objects, and the female viewer must experience secondarily by identification with the male. Whilst Berger argued that women are there solely for the objectification of men. My video clearly goes against this theory, as the girl in my music video is fully clothed and shown to be in a relationship, and I wouldn't have, even if my idea was that she was single, or it was a single female character, I wouldn't have made her seem objectified, because I don't really know about that, really. And the thing is, although pop videos are stereotypically seen to be provocative in certain ways, with recent movements in society, it's becoming increasingly more popular to see female artists challenge these theories and stereotypes, or even mimic them. For example, Lily Allen's Highlight Here, when the lyrics are completely ironic and she is going against every kind of stereotype within the music industry. And also, because a large amount of people who are fans of pop music and listen to pop music are women, it wouldn't really make sense. Wouldn't really make much sense to do this. In terms of narrative theory, my music video goes against Todd's theory. He believed that all films follow the same narrative pattern, and they all go through the same stages called the equilibrium, disequilibrium, acknowledgement, solving, and again the equilibrium. However, in my music video, the beginning starts off sort of from the aftermath and then flashes back, so I didn't really go against this. I think that theory is more film rather than music video, so maybe that's why I did not conform to it. My video also goes against Prop's theory, because he developed a character theory for studying media, text and productions. He discovered that all characters fall into 7 broad character types, all of which can be found in a variety of different media. However, as there are only 2 characters in my video, this theory does not apply. Although, like before, I think this theory is more common when studying film. However, our music video does actually conform to Strauss's theory. Strauss believed in the use of binary opposition. This means that there is a conflict between 2 opposing forces. He believes that this exists to create conflict or entertain. Our video conforms to this by showing opposites in emotions, as the beginning of the music video has a very sad tone and then it's happy throughout. So in the video, the main character is trying to fight off both the opposites, just like Strauss argued. But when discussing audience theories, our music video conforms to Stuart Hall's encoding and decoding model. The theory suggests that a media text is not passively accepted as audiences interpret the meaning of productions based on individual experiences and cultural background. The theory states that the media text is coded by the media producer and then decoded by the audience. So although the media producer may have a desired meaning, the audience can then interpret it in their own way as something else. Because of this, a media producer would use certain coding conventions to try and get their message across to the audience. In my music video, the initial message was to kind of live your life in the moment, don't waste time on something that's gonna waste time, kind of being I can't really, but for example, someone watching it might take that into their own personal previous or present experiences and interpret it in their own way to suit their current situations. The next step was to create a digipack and a magazine poster to support my music video. When researching and creating my digipack, I drew inspiration from different sources and developed conventions I found through my research into digipacks in the pop and similar genres. The song I chose originates from a London-based label. The label is called PC Music, and the label thinks about sort of the whole package when creating and producing music rather than the song itself. So obviously this is really handy when it came to research, as I was creating the whole package. The covers the label creates convey similar themes, colours and messages through the song. So I drew inspiration from this and thought of ways I could do similar things with my digipack. The song is titled Broken Flowers, therefore flowers would pretty much have to be essential on the cover, at least somewhere. As the label has a tendency to use pastel colours, I thought it'd be a good idea to use this. Plus I actually had an idea in mind, and it had pastel colours in it, so I was like, yeah, I've definitely got to go with it. The idea that I had instantly came to mind when I started thinking about creating my digipack, and I thought the front cover would show a picture of a flower with simply one colour on the background, which would be of a pastel colour, and then on the inside or back cover I'd have the same flower but it would be dead, hence the title Broken Flowers, so the title of the song would kind of reflect in the digipack. There are however certain conventions that are included in the digipack for a pop genre. These include bright colours, various fonts, props that are linked back to the genre, and usually a picture of the main artist. I went against all of these conventions apart from the using bright colours, as this is essential in achieving my desired look, purely because I wanted to do something completely unique and something that would stand out when compared to other pop digipacks. Many artists usually include themselves on the front cover of their digipacks, but I wanted to kind of keep a sense of curiosity among the audience. It is common for producers to do this nowadays by simply placing objects that relate to the themes of their song against coloured backgrounds. For example, I like the idea of this cover as it adds a sense of art to the cover and it's really unique rather than keeping it strictly mainstream and generic. So I started off with the front cover and I bought some flowers and took a picture of them in my house against a solid background, against a wall in my house. So this way, when I imported it onto my laptop, I could easily remove the background on Photoshop and replace it with the colour that I wanted to use. I then had 5 other panels to think about. One of these was the disc, one of them I chose was going to be a lyric page, and the other was the back cover. After that was all complete, I then had to start thinking about the magazine poster. I researched many magazine posters within the same type of sound and genre as the song I chose. They all had something in common, which was carrying on the same themes and colours from their album covers onto their poster, and they all mainly used the main image from their album covers, or like outtakes, as the main image for their poster, so I thought this was something I would also do. I also then had to research different conventions of a magazine poster or promotional advert. I found that most posters include the song album title, obviously, visual links to the video, reviews from music critics and stuff, and condensed information on the content, such as, you know, like when it's out, the album name, kind of thing like that, where it's available to purchase, the record label logo, as obviously music industries still have to kind of promote themselves as well as promoting their artists, and sometimes like a website. I then thought about which of these I would conform to and which ones I would go against. Most of these are essential, so I would conform to nearly all of them. However, the one that I felt applied and would affect me the most would be the visual links to the video. I didn't really want to do this, as I felt it would destroy the look for the poster I had in mind. In my case, it would be more of a visual link to the song and album title rather than the video, which is what I did in Digipack. So I didn't want to use a shot that I had in my music video and put it in the Digipack, a magazine poster, because that's not the idea that I had in mind. In terms of colours, fonts and images, I use the same as I did on the Digipack for the magazine poster. This is a really common convention. To use the same images and themes on the Digipack and magazine poster. The reason I did this, and artists usually do this, is because it means that the themes are repeated. So from an audience's perspective, it's easy to identify and associate the artist with that theme or image, and therefore helps promote them. The codes and conventions of a magazine poster advert are all pretty much essential in ensuring your media product is properly promoted and marketed to the public. Without things like reviews, the artist name, album name, release date, etc., people won't know how to find the artist, when to find them, and why they should even bother trying to find them in the first place. So I completely conform to these conventions, otherwise it would be a bit pointless from a marketing and promotional point of view. To conclude, my music video definitely conforms but also challenges the general conventions of a pop video. However, this was always done to represent the artist's style and the label that they're signed to. In terms of my Digipack, I did go against conventions of a stereotypical Digipack for an album of the pop genre, and this was again due to, well, one, me as a person, the idea I had in mind, and also the label that the song originates from, which describes himself as an experimental pop label. I challenge these conventions by not including any images of the artist, keeping the layout really simplistic, and for the magazine poster I did conform to the usual conventions, as usually artists use their album cover as the image for their promotional poster with extra information and details, which is exactly what I did. So yeah, that's my evaluation question number 1. Cool.